Okay, so now I am going to show you the definitions. Okay, what does it mean, and also the diagrams. So you can note it down, and also please remember to write the diagrams as well. Okay, please remember to make the diagrams as well. So now in types of angles, first we'll see there is an angle. There are some angles known as acute angles. Okay,
Ma'am, acute is less than 90, right?
acute is less than 90 but more than 0.
And obtuse is more than 90, right?
Yes, more than 90 but less than 180. Okay,
Acute means more than 0 and less than 90.
yes, more than 0 and less than 90. Angles having measure more than 0 degrees. Okay. Simeon and Abraham, please turn on your videos. Videos on, please. So I will make it. Suppose I have a line segment, okay, and I am constructing an acute angle. So it will be like this, okay. 90 is a straight line. 90 is a straight line, and an acute angle will always fall like below 90, okay, below 90. Anywhere from 0 to below 90 will be an acute angle. Okay, so this is um, approx 62 degree, okay, which is an acute angle. You can name it Y, Z, and X. Okay, so suppose I'm having my 90 degree here. Suppose I'm having my 90 degree here. Red line is 90. Okay, so all the angles which are falling in this arc, all the angles which are falling in this arc will be acute angles. Okay, will be our acute angles. Falling below 90 and above 0. Okay, will be acute angles. Have you made it? Shall we proceed?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, so next we will see. I'm clearing this screen now. Next, we will see about obtuse angle. Okay. Now, these angles measure
More than 90 degrees, less than 180 degrees.
yes, Simeon, that's right. More than 90 degrees and less than 180 degrees. Okay, so let's see how they can be made. Okay, we will make one angle and see. So a line segment. This is across 145 degree. Okay, approx. All right. Then let's name it. X. Okay, so it will be the name of the angle will be XYZ. XYZ is an obtuse angle that is more than 90 but less than 180. Okay, if I draw the line of 90 in this angle, if I draw the line of 90, it will be from here. Okay, this is the line of 90. So obtuse angles, where do they fall? Obtuse angle fall on this part. Okay, that is more than 90 they are. Right? Obtuse angles are more than 90 but less than 180. Okay. Done, guys?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. I hope everyone is done. Abraham, hope you are doing too. I cannot see your video. All right. So next we will see a straight angle. Third one, we will see straight angle.
Straight angle is only 180 degrees, right?
Yes, I mean, very good. Straight angle is of 180 degrees. Any angle having measure equal to 180 degrees. Let's see how it's made. This is very simple. It's a straight line. Okay. And on this straight line, this is the angle. In the form of a semicircle. Okay. This is 180 degree on a straight line. Okay. You can name it. Okay. What's the double of 90?
Ma'am, 180.
180. That's correct. And basically 180 degree is a combination of two 90 degrees. Okay. Suppose if I make a 90, then 180 is basically a combination of two 90-degree angles. Okay, one 90-degree angle is being formed here. Okay, and one 90 degrees being formed here. Together, both of them make a 180-degree angle. Okay, next one we will see.
Ma'am, what is a right angle? It's exactly 90, right?
Yes, right angle is exactly 90. Okay, next we will see a complete angle. Complete angle. Okay. Now, what is a complete angle? Any
Ma'am,
angle which,
360.
yes, which has a measure of 360 degrees. Three sixty degree. Now, you guys must be having a question that how can a can an angle become 360 degree? Okay, like what happens when an angle becomes 360 degrees? So we know that when do angles form? When two lines um, intersect at one common point, not exactly cross each other, but they are joined from a common point and they're going in any direction. That forms an angle. Okay, but what with 360? So in 360, two lines are exactly upon each other. Suppose I'm having one line, okay, I'm having one line, A, B. Okay, now on this AB, here is another line overlapping it, okay, another small line segment overlapping it, OB. Okay, so when two lines fully overlap each other, then the angle of 360 degree is formed. So here, the angle of 360 degree will form. Okay, 360 degree will form.
I thought that
Normally,
was
when
a full angle.
full angle, yes, a complete angle. Okay, when two lines are directly upon each other, it makes a complete angle. If they are meeting at any common point, it will form an angle. Okay, this we know. And when they meet at a common point, they form an angle. But when they directly overlap each other, when they completely overlap each other, then the 360-degree angle is formed. Okay, then 360-degree angle is formed. All right. Hope this is clear now. Now, next we
Yes.
will do right angle. This is very basic. Okay. Every angle which is of the measure 90 degree is right angle. Okay. Angle of measure 90 degree is a right angle. Okay. Why is 90 in the protractor? Why is 90 at the center? Okay. Because right angle is always in a straight line. Because right angle is always in a straight line. So if I'm drawing 90, if I draw it like this, Or if I draw it like this, both will be 90 degrees. Okay. This is also 90 degree and this is also 90 degree. Okay. Both are 90 degree because they are forming a straight line going up. Okay. And the angles that form a straight line are 90 degree. You can name it. So now, can you guys give me any example of what we did the previous of a complete angle that I showed you previously? Can you give me an example of a complete angle? So one more example of complete angle I will show you. Okay, very basic and it will help you understand. Suppose I have first copy this. Okay, then I'll clear this screen and I'll show. Okay, written till here till right
Yes, yes.
angle. Okay, Abraham done.
Ma'am, how many types of angles are there, ma'am?
Yes, Abraham.
Did you already show a reflex angle?
Did I already show reflex angle? No, I haven't showed reflex angle yet. I will show it now.
Because I thought if it was there, I must have missed it.
No, Samir. I will show reflex angles and zero angle right now. Okay. I'm clearing the screen. Hope you guys have written this. Now, I was talking about a complete angle. So, suppose I'm having a clock right here. Okay. Suppose I'm having a clock right here. And I'm having 12, 6, 3, and 9. Okay. Then center. Okay. Now, I will make the minute hand. Okay. When the minute hand is coming at 12, exactly 12. Okay. And the hour hand is also coming on 12. When that's exactly 12 a.m. or 12 p.m. When both the hands are on 12. Okay, the minute hand and the hour hand are on 12. So that is when it's forming a complete angle. This is when it's forming 360-degree angle.
Ma'am, is it because it's forming 360-degree turn?
Yes, it's a whole turn, a whole 360-degree turn, and both the lines are overlapping each other. So this is forming complete angle. Okay. I hope this part is clear.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay.
Yes,
You can make it. Okay. So shall I clear the screen?
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. Next we will see reflex angle.
Ma'am, reflex angle means more than 180, less than 360.
That's right. An angle having angle measure more than 180. But less than 360 degrees. 360 degrees are reflex angles. How do we construct a reflex angle? Let's make one and
We
see.
we can make an acute angle, and the other angle on the other side is a reflex angle. So if you want to
Okay.
calculate a reflex angle with a protractor,
It
you
can either
can
be
find the acute angle and then minus it from 360.
Yes, that is correct, Simeon. Very good. That is how we make.
ma'am, also obtuse angles, ma'am. Because it can be more than
Okay.
180 and less than 360, that's why.
Obtuse angles as well. Okay, good. So now we will try and make one.
Ma'am, no, ma'am. Obtuse angles have measure less than 180.
Less than 180. Didn't you
Yeah.
say that?
I didn't understand that part, ma'am. What Simon actually said.
What did you say, Edric? Can you say again?
Ma'am, like you can take an either acute or obtuse angle, and then the back side of the angle, that is the reflex angle.
More than 90, but less than 180. Obtuse are less than 180. But reflex is more than 180, but less than 360. So we cannot take obtuse.
Can I take acute also, ma'am?
Can you take acute? Make one and check right now. Edric,
Ma'am,
make
this one
one and
is
check right now.
ma'am, this one is obtuse in such a way.
This 1 minute. This one I have made it approximately of 225 degrees.
Ma'am? See,
Yes,
see, it's obtuse. Either acute or obtuse you can use, ma'am. The back side of it.
5 degrees. Okay. Um,
Ma'am, but how do we measure it with only
how do we
180 degree protractor?
how do you measure it? I think you can reverse the protractor and try.
Ma'am, no, I'm using 180 degree protractor. It won't have 225.
You don't have 225. Okay, then I think we need the 360-degree protractor to measure it.
But they're very rare, ma'am.
They are rare. You can measure till 90 first. You divide it into two parts. First measure till 90 and then measure the rest of it. I think so. We have to try and see. Have to try measuring and see. Like that. Dividing it into two parts and that. Okay, so let's name this one. Angle AOB. After we have learned about all the angles, we will try one activity that will be on identification of angles.
Identification of angles right now.
Right now, yes.
Okay.
Yeah. Yeah. Done till here, reflex.
Yes, ma'am, please reflex.
Okay. So I am moving forward to zero angle.
Ma'am, are there 7 types of angles?
7 types of angles are mentioned in your book. zero angles. Now, any angle having measure equal to zero are known as zero angles. Okay, any angle having measure of zero are zero angles. Okay, how do we make them? How do we make them? Again, with a straight line. Okay, zero angle.
Ma'am, isn't that a 180?
Sorry,
I'm asking, isn't that a 180?
isn't that 180? No, this is 0 degree. Okay, or you can just remove the point here so that doesn't
Ma'am,
create
O
any.
point. Ma'am, O point.
1 minute. What you are saying? Edric,
Ma'am,
what
I
did
didn't
you say?
understand how that is zero angle. That looks like a 180. If you measure, it will be a 180.
Okay, basically you can just leave it as it is. Okay, you don't put any point on it. Just leave it as a line segment. Okay, basically an angle whose measure is zero means that it isn't making any angle.
Ma'am?
Yes,
So then what's the difference between a zero angle and a complete angle?
complete angle is a complete rotation. That is, a complete rotation is taking place like this in a complete angle. Okay, starts from 0 to 360 degree, takes a full turn like a clock hands from 12 to 12. It takes a full turn. That is complete angle. And 180
And it
degree
looks
is
like
yes, Emil.
the radius.
Looks like the radius. Okay, yeah.
Yeah, like
And
when you draw a circle and then you measure the radius and you draw the line of the
mhm,
radius, then it looks like
mhm.
that.
Okay, yeah. All right. Then 180 degree is the half of 360. Okay, it's covering the half part, half of 360, but double of 90. And zero angle means I think there isn't really any angle made in zero angle. We don't have any angle, okay, because it doesn't have a measure. So you can just draw a straight line for the 0 degree for the zero angle. Okay. Now we will do the activity identification of angles. Just give me 1 minute.
Ma'am?
Yes.
Ma'am. And what is the O point?
What is the O point? O point in this can be anywhere or no O point. Okay. That
How
will
most of the angles in the center have the letter O in them? O point.
most of the angles have the O point because that is where they are intersected at, but 0 degree angle doesn't has a degree of angle. Okay, doesn't has a degree of angle. So that is why. Now I am sharing the screen for you all. Okay. And one by one, you guys will go. Okay. Let's go alphabetically from Abraham to Anaya to Edric to Simeon. Okay. One by one, you will answer in this order.
Abraham to Anaya to Edric to me.
Yes.
Yep.
Okay. Hope it is visible.
Yes,
Yes.
ma'am.
Okay. Yes, Abraham. First one is
Right angle.
right angle. Okay, good. Anaya, second one is
Ma'am, it's an acute.
acute. Okay. All right. Third one, Edric. Third one is
Ma'am, it is an obtuse angle.
obtuse angle. That's right. Yes, Simeon. Fourth one,
It's a reflex angle.
reflex. Very good. Abraham. Fifth one,
Ma'am, which one, ma'am?
which one? This one. Think, Abraham. Simple.
Ma'am, this is reflex.
Reflex. Think again.
Ma'am, it's not reflex, ma'am.
No interrupting, please. Think again, Abraham.
Reflex.
Okay. Yes, and I want to correct him.
Yes, ma'am, it's a right angle because it's curving inside. The curve, the measure, it's taken inside. It's a right angle.
That is correct. Yes, so it's the right angle. Yes, and I want to try this next one.
Yes, ma'am. This one is an acute angle.
Acute angle. Good. Yes, Edric. This
Ma'am,
one.
this one is a straight angle.
Straight angle. That's right. This line is slant, but the angle curve is covering the whole line. So this is a straight angle. Yes, Simeon. This one.
Which one?
This one. This. Third row, middle one.
That's a reflex angle.
Reflex angle. That's right. And Edric, what's the last one?
The last one is obtuse angle.
Obtuse angle. Okay, well done, all of y'all. Good work. So, you guys have identified it. We have right, acute, obtuse, straight angles, reflex angles. It didn't give us a 0 degree, but others it gave. So, good work, guys. Now, we will stop here. Okay, we stop here. And we will meet now in the next class
In the O
tomorrow.
point.
Okay. We will learn about various
The O
pairs of
point.
angles. Not the O point, Edric. Please don't interrupt. Yes, we will be learning about various pairs of angles. Okay, when angles come together, okay, at different points, when lines are cutting and angles are made in between them, then their pairs are made. Okay, different types of them are there. So we learn about them tomorrow. Okay, in the coming sessions. That's all for the math class today. See you tomorrow.
Bye,
Bye,
ma'am.
Edric. Bye. 5 minutes break, and then we'll continue with the science class.
Ma'am, what is the homework for maths?
I was
Homework
just
for
about to
math,
ask that.
just about. Okay, just 1 minute. Till 11.2 we guys did, right? So 11.3 will be your homework.
Okay, we finished till 11.31.
Yes, finish till 11.3. Okay,
Okay.
take your time. Yeah, finish till
Thank you.
11.3. Okay, be back in 5 minutes for the science class. Okay, guys, so it's time we'll begin the science class. Hope you all are there. Ready about please. One minute. So we did just a minute. Yeah, we did the food poisoning and today we will move forward to food storage. Okay, we will talk about food storage. When mango is kept for a few days, it gets rotten, but mango pickle does not get rotten soon. In the same way, green chili gets damaged, but dry red chili powder is stored for months. Why does this happen? Food items get rotten because microorganisms start increasing then. There are some ways to stop
Um,
their multiplication. Yes,
this is
Sunil.
the food storage, right?
Yes, Sunil. This is about food storage.
Okay.
Okay. Like how if we are storing food, okay, some foods get spoiled, get rotten after some time, but some foods don't. Okay, so that is what we are talking about. Why does food items get rotten? Because microorganisms originate in that, okay, and they start to multiply, okay, in the food items. Okay, so why is it said to store your food items and things in airtight packets and airtight boxes, containers? Why? Because it doesn't allow the air to come in contact with the food. Okay, why? Because we studied that air is having microorganisms, which we studied about. Air is having microorganisms, and when that microorganism filled air comes in contact with the food will get the microorganisms which will then multiply and spoil or rot the food. Okay, so that is why food is stored in airtight containers. Yes, Abraham.
Ma'am, my father has an air vacuum machine, ma'am. And like he usually vacuum packs fish and meats and all. So normally when you touch the fish or the meat, it's not very hard and it's like very soft and wobbly. But after my father air packs it, it's as hard as stone.
It's hard as stone, yes, because all the air is sucked out of it, okay, and it is very tightly packed, okay. When all the materials have molecules, okay, all the materials have molecules. When he tightly packs it in something, sucking out all the air, these molecules come together, okay, these molecules come together, and that is why it gets hard, okay. Before it was wobbly and soft, but after it gets hard. And also, this is good way to refrigerate and store them. Okay.
So, ma'am, another thing is, ma'am, that my father also got these airtight bags for our cushions and our pillows, like the extra ones or the ones when we need to change, that he puts under the bed. And when all the molecules or the air suck out of the cushion, it becomes flat like sheets and it takes way less space than normal.
Yes, that is correct. The air is sucked out and then it becomes flat. Okay. But when it is opened, when the sheets are opened, it again expands. Okay, because air comes in, it again expands. Okay, then make a list of those ways by which food items can be secured for a longer time. Let's see what are the ways of storage that are generally used in homes. Okay, now there are various ways that we use in our homes to store various food items. Okay, to store them for a longer duration, various ways can be used. This is the way of drying. Okay, this is used since long back ago. Okay, our mothers and grandmothers, and even before that, this way is used. Sun dried. Okay, various um, grains, fruits, spices, vegetables are sun dried. Okay, means they're dried under sun, and but microorganisms multiply in moisture. There are fewer chances of microorganisms to multiply in dried grains. When they are dried in sun, the microorganisms do not multiply in them because they are now dried. Okay, they have no moisture present in it. Okay, so that is why microorganisms do not multiply in these, they do not get into these. So they dry them and store them in containers. Okay, these are dried up to end all the moisture in these items. Papad and badiya are protected by drying them in sunlight. Okay, even chilies are also dried in sunlight. Okay, chilies become all dry, and then then a powder is made out of the dried chilies, and then that is used. Okay, so it doesn't get spoiled. If you directly take the chilies and keep it some time in the fridge or something, after a few days it will start spoiling. But if you sun dry the chilies, make a powder, and then use them, it will not get rotten very quickly. Okay, it will work for a long time. Then some chemical products are also used to stop the growth of microorganisms. Okay, by salt and oil. Therefore, this is known as preservation. Okay, preservation is also
There is
done.
one.
Yes, Indian.
There is one food called kondatam. It's actually a chili with lots of dried, with lots of salt in it, and it's dried like that, and then you have to fry it and eat it.
You have to fry
Because
it
of
and
that,
eat
you
it.
can
Okay,
say
I've heard
save
of
it for a long time.
for a long time. Yes, that is correct, Simran. Exactly. I've tried that kind of chili. Okay, where it is dried and salted. Okay, and that salt helps to that drying of that chili, and the salt helps to retain it. Okay, so that it
Yes.
works for a long time. Okay, to preserve it. So when you eat it, you just have to fry it in little oil, and then you can consume that chili. Therefore, now preservation can be done using salt and oil. Okay, they are using pickle in the form of preservatives. Have you noticed? I want to share this from my experience that a jar of pickle is there. Okay, a jar of pickle is there. Now, what happens that suppose it is mango pickle or chili pickle or any pickle. Okay, the pickle pieces are here. Okay, pickle pieces are lying there, and they are submerged in the oil. Okay, like they are tightly packed pickle pieces, and oil is there in that jar. Okay, now what happened was that once we were having a pickle jar, and the oil quantity decreased. Okay, because when we eat a pickle, we also take a little bit of oil in the masala in that when we eat the pickle. Okay, it has oil in the masala of the pickle. Okay, so the oil decreased, and a couple of pickle pieces were left, weren't submerged fully in the oil. They came up like this. Okay, they came up like this, and those pieces which came up that weren't not fully submerged in the oil. They got a fungi. Okay, they got a fungi after some because we didn't used to eat that pickle much. We didn't notice it. So these pieces had fungi. Okay, fungi started eating those pieces. Where did it went? 1 minute. Okay, here we go. So fungi started to grow on that. Okay, it became whitish kinda. All right, only those pieces which were above the oil level, only that part. Okay, the rest which were submerged in the oil were all good. Okay, but how does that happen? Like how this thing happens? Yes, Abraham.
Nothing, ma'am. Sorry, it was by mistake.
Okay. So, why does this happen? Because oil is working for the pickle. Oil is working as a preservative. Okay. For this pickle, the oil in it will work as a preservative so that the pickle doesn't get destroyed, okay, or rot, so that the pickle doesn't rot. And pickles, we know that they once they are made, and a lot of oil is put in the pickle. Okay, and the pickles stay for like 2 3 months. You can keep a pickle; it doesn't get rotten easily. Okay. Then that is how salt and oil, we saw the salt example in the chili and oil example in the pickle. That is how both of these things work in the form of preservatives. The general preservatives are sodium beta bisulfate and sodium benzoate. Okay, these are chemicals which are also used as preservatives. They are used in jam, jelly, and juices, etc. Okay, to preserve them. Also, you must have seen that if you want to preserve a species or something, okay, some species of some animal or some plant or something like that, mainly animal, they are submerged in a form of chemical. In chemical, they are submerged in a chemical. Okay, they are. Yes,
Ma'am, I'm
Abraham.
on mute, right?
Chemical.
Sorry, what
Ma'am,
did you ask?
they submerged in raisin, right?
They are submerged in raisin. Raisin is also kind of preservative, yes. Okay, but I think they are submerged in some type of chemical. Okay, I'm
Ma'am,
not
are they
entirely
kept
sure.
the
That
chemical,
is
or
raisin.
are they brought out?
The chemical.
No, ma'am, like, are they kept in the chemical of raisin? Are they kept in the chemical that they are in? Or are they just submerged once and then brought out?
No, no, no. They are kept in that chemical. Okay.
And ma'am,
We had a, yes, Abraham. You said,
ma'am, then it's raisin, and then after raisin, you put the hardener and then it becomes hard.
all right, yes. In raisin, it becomes hard. And raisin is also used for to preserve things such as flowers and all. Okay, but animals, I think special types of chemicals must have been used to preserve those animals. When we were having, I used to study in our school, had a biolab, the one with the skeleton hanging in it. Okay, I told you all. So in that biolab, yeah. So in that lab of ours, we also used to have shelves, big shelves, and on those shelves we used to have jars. Okay, jars with various kinds of organisms in it submerged. Okay, with various kinds of organisms submerged in it. we used to have on the display.
Did it feel eerie when you used to walk in sometimes?
Not really. At the beginning it did, but then we got used to it. We got used to seeing all that. So one starfish was submerged. Okay, I remember one scorpion kind of thing was also submerged in that, and many jars were there, lot of them. Two full shelves of jars were on display in that. So that were, I think, the thing that were in were preservative. Okay, the things they were in, they were dipped in were preservatives, and they have been there from years. Okay, those organisms are there in those jars from years. Our school is more than 100 years old. Okay, our school is like more than 100 years old. When I was in 11th, we celebrated our 100th year. And I was in 11th standard. 100th year our school completed. So those animals are also preserved in preservatives, but food can also be preserved using preservatives. Okay. Salt is used as preservative in meat and fish. It's a long time, like Abraham said. Yes, Abraham.
I have found out the chemical used in animals to preserve them.
Chemicals used to preserve animals,
Formaldehyde.
they will form algae. That's what you're
Formaldehyde.
saying.
Yes, ma'am. The chemical's name is formaldehyde.
Chemicals will form an algae. Not every chemical. Some may form an algae, but not really all the chemicals. Some chemicals are preservatives. Okay, they do not form algae. Okay, like sodium beta bisulfate and sodium benzonate, they are actually preservatives. Okay, they don't form algae. Read about it today, Abraham. How do animals are preserved using what kind of chemicals? Okay, give it a read today.
Yes, ma'am. Ma'am, can I see a fun fact, ma'am?
Yes.
Ma'am, ma'am, in the Roman times, salt was called white gold and was sometimes given as salary to the Roman soldiers instead of gold
Yeah,
because
I was given
of
salary to
its,
the Roman army.
because of its high cost.
Okay. Wow, that's interesting. Right, good, Abraham. That's interesting. Now, have you seen when our parents cook non-veg? They first marinate it. Have you seen the marination process?
Yes, I've helped my mother many times with that.
Yes, that is right. And fish is
Me too.
marinated with salt. Yes, I mean that is correct. Me as well. So, salt, fish is preserved by many times with salt, and that is how they are preserved also. To eliminate the smell also, it is done lemon, vinegar, salt, all of them are used. And then to give it flavor also. It does all the three things. When we are marinating it, okay, meat and fish, it eliminates all the smell, gives it flavor, and keeps it fresh. Okay. Then, to stop its growth of microorganisms, meat and fish are covered with dried salt. Okay, salt is also used to preserve mango, gooseberry, tamarind, etc. Okay. Then sugar is also used as preservative. Sugar is used in sauce, jelly, etc. Okay, sugar can also be used as preservative in some things, such as sauces, jelly, and all. Then microorganisms don't develop in vinegar. Therefore, vinegar is also used in many items. Like I said, vinegar is also used to preserve many items. Okay, then by boiling or cooking. If milk is boiled, then it does not decay. Have you observed this when we buy milk from the outside? Our parents first boil it, or we first boil it. and then we put it in the fridge, and then we drink it. We boil it first. Why is it boiled?
First buy it and then they keep it in the fridge and later on they boil it after we when we
Yeah, that's
Later
what
on,
my
they
mother
boil.
does.
Yes, same. First they buy it, okay. They keep it in the fridge, then later on they can boil, or directly if they buy and then they boil. Both are fine, but boiling is important. Why? Because have you ever observed, like it has happened a couple of times with me, that if milk is not boiled and I left it outside, okay, I left it outside, and if it's not boiled, then it becomes curd, something like curd, comes into pieces. And after boiling too, like if you left it outside, it needs to be kept in a cool temperature. It needs to be kept in the fridge. So it becomes like comes into pieces when it when water separates from the milk and something it becomes.
No, ma'am, I've never
Okay.
seen that.
Never seen that?
Then
Okay.
yeah, it
Okay.
becomes like milk powder. It looks like a milk powder kind of thing because it's very thick and then there's a whitish milk, whitish water at the top.
Whitish water at the top. That is right, Simeon. That's what exactly I'm talking about. So that happens when the milk decays, okay? Milk decays. Now, microorganisms present in milk are killed in the process of boiling. Okay, they are killed in the process of boiling. Therefore, food is prepared at high temperatures to stop the growth of microorganisms. Okay,
ma'am,
so that the food is, yes, Abraham.
I have a question, ma'am. But some milk they say that like if you buy like a more packets of milk, they say that ready to use milk. You don't need to boil it or anything.
Ready to use milk. Yes, they say it because that milk is already processed from the factory. Okay,
Ma'am,
so
do you
that
still
milk
need
is.
to boil it?
Do you still boil it? That depends. For person to person, that depends. If you still boil it, okay, that depends. Some people do, Abraham, but if it is already processed, like that process is already done from the factory, okay, from some with some milk, they mention that you don't need to boil it again. So you can use it, heat it up, and use it. Okay. But people still do to just to make sure, just to be sure of it, people still boil it and use it. Right. Then yes, so food is prepared at high temperatures to stop the growth of microorganisms. Then low temperature does not lead fungi and bacteria to grow. Now, why do we keep all the food in fridge at night? Do you? I hope you guys are doing it too. Like all the after dinner, everything we put it in the fridge. Okay, why? Yeah, because in low temperature, the chilled environment, it does not let the fungi and bacteria to grow. Okay, that is how our food is okay in the fridge. It does not rot or it does not the bacteria and fungi growth doesn't take place when we keep the food in the fridge. Therefore, food items are kept in fridge and ice box. Some of them are fruits, vegetables, fish, milk, and all. Pasteurized milk can be used directly without boiling. This is what Abraham you were asking. It's known as pasteurized milk. Okay.
This
Some
is the
yes, Samir.
thing I said that the guy called Louis Pasteur invented this.
He invented this, right? Now
That's why it's called
that's why.
pasteurize.
Yeah. Yes, Samir. Good. So now the pasteurized milk is already processed, which you can directly use without boiling. Okay, some sellers are selling the pasteurized milk. This is because for pasteurization of milk is boiled at 70 degrees for 15 to 30 seconds. This is done in the factory. Then this boiled milk is chilled for storage. By this, the growth of microorganisms is stopped. Okay, they boil it, then they chill it, and then they pack it. Okay, and then the selling process is done. So they don't have any microorganisms in it, so it is okay for direct consumption.
Suddenly, your voice is going very fast.
My voice, is it okay now?
Yeah.
Okay. So then they also have seal packed packing. Food items are boiled and seal packed in such a way that air and moisture do not reach them. In this way, the microorganisms present in these items cannot breathe easily. Their growth is stopped. Have you seen various seal packed things? Things are also seal packed to was the prevention of the microorganisms to enter it. Okay, they are seal packed, and also if they have microorganisms, they will not multiply. Okay, then next questions 12.3 is the homework. Okay, and end of chapter questions is the homework too. Take your time and finish the questions. Finish these questions as well. Okay, 2 3 days. You can take 2 days and finish these questions. All right. Then we have the chapter of crop production. We'll do a little bit intro of it and then we can wind up. Okay, little bit intro we will do. Now, crop production means the production of crops. How does food comes? Okay, food, grains, and all comes from crops. Okay, from the production of crops. Food is one of the most important things in our life. Food is required to live and sustain life. Various elements from which we gain energy or prepare food are known as grains. Whole grains, wheat, maize, and all of that are known as grains. Okay. Now, the main problem of our country is to fulfill the demand of our increasing population. Solve this problem, we need the following information: regular production of crops, proper storage and distribution of grains. Okay. So we will talk about how crops are produced in this chapter. Okay. Now, there are in crops
Okay.
also, there are various types of crops. Okay. Various kinds of crops are there. When a single plant is planted at a place in large numbers, it is known as crop, like wheat crop, rice crop, barley crop, mustard crop, etc. Have you seen a field with crops planted in it?
Yes, ma'am.
Yes.
Yes. Yeah.
Whenever we used to sometimes go to our hometown by driving when we were in India, and that time we will pass a lot of fields with corn in it.
Yeah. That is right. So cornfields are like nice to watch, and all the fields are nice. The one with the yellow flowers is also beautiful field. I've seen some. So those are all crops. Okay, when a plant is planted in a large number on a particular area, okay, and grains are grown, it's known as crops. As you know, crops are of various kinds, like grain, okay, vegetable crops, and fruit crops. India is the chief producer of many crops. There are mainly four types of crops planted and grown in India. We have grain crops like rice, wheat, barley, pulses, etc. Then we have commercial crops like cotton, jute, sugarcane, tobacco, oilseeds, etc. Plantation crops like tea, coffee, coconut, rubber, and all. And horticulture crops like many types of fruits and vegetables also we plant. So India is like growing all of these crops. Okay, in India, the plantation of mainly these crops are done.
Why
Yes,
did it
Anusha.
say is the chief producer of many crops? Like, is it the
Chief,
chief producer in the world of a special type of crop, or is it the country that produces most crops in the world?
it's the country that produces um, a lot of crops in the world. Okay, like I think the first or the second it is. Okay, chief producer means major producer. Major, like it is a country who majorly produces like a lot of crops in the whole world. Okay? Huge number of crops in the whole world. India is producing. Okay? Major producer of crops. Then different crops are planted in our country. These different crops are planted in different weather areas, temperature, moisture, and rain. So these are categorized as seasonal crops, okay, based on the weather, okay, like they are planted at a particular season, okay, on a particular season. So let's talk about it. Kharif crops are known as monsoon crops. Okay, why monsoon crops? Because they are sown in rainy season. What types of crops are sown in rainy season? Maize, soybean, cotton, groundnut, money crop. I know what's money crop is,
What's
but
money crop? I think maybe it's money
it's
plant.
money plant. But money plant is not a crop. That's a
Yeah,
plant.
then why did they write money crop? Maybe they tried to write
It must
monsoon
be.
crop.
Maybe they tried to write monsoon crop. Maybe it was some misprint. But major are maize, soybean, cotton, groundnut, etc. Rainy season is starts from when in India? From June it starts and goes on to September. Okay, so monsoon crops are grown in June to September season. Okay, then there are rabi crops or winter crops. Winter crops, these are why winter? Because they are sown in winter season. And what kind of crops? It is wheat, gram, peas, mustard, and all. Okay, now in India, when is the winter season? It starts from November, okay, to February. Okay, so that time rabi crops are grown. Okay, then we have Z crops or seasonal crops. There are some parts in a country where such farming is done. The season is from March to June. Okay, seasonal crops means from there is. Have you ever heard people say, for some fruits and all, this is in season right now. So vegetables, they
Yeah,
say this is in season right now. This
my
is what
grandmother says that
happens
all the time.
all the time. Yes, yes, Abraham.
Ma'am, by money crop, I think they mean cash crop.
Cash crop. We
Yes,
don't have a cash crop.
ma'am. Cash crop is like coffee beans, ma'am. But you can't eat them directly. But after like a certain processing, then you can use it. Like cotton, even you can't eat cotton, but you can process it and make it into clothes.
Okay, so that is called cash crops.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, so I'll read about it. I'll check out money crops and cash crops. Okay, and yes, now we were talking about season. Okay, so we often hear that they say this fruit is in season, that vegetable is in season. So basically, season thing goes on from the month of March to June. Okay, these are summer and winter, but in the middle of that, when season is going on, these there comes the seasonal crops. Okay, they are watermelon, melon, gourd, pumpkin, bitter gourd, etc. Some vegetables that only comes in this time period, in this season. They are known as their crops or season crops. Okay, pulses and vegetables are sown in different areas in summer season. Their season lasts from March to May. Okay, a lot of pulses and vegetables they are grown from in this season from March to May. Okay, then planting crops. From here, we will continue tomorrow. Okay, we stop here. And from planting crops, we will continue tomorrow. How the planting process is taking place, we will talk about it. Okay, and see you guys tomorrow. Any questions? Okay, so that's all for the class today. We'll be meeting tomorrow. Bye, guys. Bye, everyone.
Okay, bye.
Oh,
Bye.
mom.
Bye, ma'am.
Bye. Bye.